name is Reese Perry and I'm in 4th grade. Hi, my name is Camry Everett and I'm going to be playing Confrontation. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Cruz and I will be performing Strike Back. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Alexis Kinger and I am a baton twirler. I am 15 years old and I have been twirling batons since I was 2, so that makes it 13 years. When I go to baton competitions, there are over 100 people there. There's hundreds of people there at national competitions. It's not very small, it's really big. This is where I practice when I can't get into a gym. This is Mongo Park in Mongo, and they have a really nice concrete basketball court that I practice on. But when I practice outside, I don't wear my baton shoes because it destroys the shoes, so I just wear tennis shoes when I'm practicing outside. This is the baton that I use to practice outside. It has, usually has tape on it, but I use the tape ones for baton competitions so it doesn't get dirty. This is the ball. It's the bigger side of the baton. This is the tip. It is the smaller side of the baton. and with these circular ends, it rolls. And sometimes there's people with star ends that it doesn't roll as much. It just depends on what your team wants. I'm part of the BW Twirlers, and they practice in Cary, Ohio. That's 3 hours away, so we make a really far drive, 3 hours down, 3 hours back every Sunday, mostly every Sunday. And so I also do individuals, which is me twirling by myself on the floor in front of a judge. And we do solo, which is the big tricks, strut, which is where you do like the extensions, and it's like down and back. You go down in that way, then you come back, and it's where you do like extensions, you march, you do illusions and cartwheels and back walkovers, everything that's more of like the artistic part of it. And then I do Tibetan, which is you twirl with Tibetans, and then with teams we perform. We have many teams. We have like 3 or 4 twirling teams, and then we have one palm routine, which we use our palms. I'm showing you a couple of basic baton tricks that I learned when I first started. Obviously, when I was 2, I wasn't doing like very advanced. I was just twirling around with the baton. But once I got older, I started learning some basic tricks. So first, let's just start with the thumb toss. So usually put your hand behind your back so it's out of the way. And when you're doing a thumb toss, you want to make sure that it's off your thumb. So just start off by just rolling it off your thumb, just to get the hang of it. And then eventually you'll just lift up your hand so then it has revolution. And revolution is when it spins like that. So to start off a toss, usually you would do this and then do a toss. Now you could do higher tosses, and tosses are usually what people start off with, and they add turns and illusions and tricks underneath that make the difficulty better. So after that, you probably would learn finger twirls. So this is what finger twirls would actually look like, but I learned by starting off and just putting it between each finger, getting the muscles in your finger to know what you're supposed to be doing. So then you would just keep going till you practice and learn how to do it without using your other hand. And usually with finger twirls, you would do something like that. So the next thing for rolls, we would be doing like arm rolls. So you just would roll it over your elbow, really quick and easy. Basically how I started is I went and I put my hand under, and then I would grab it at the top. And then an easier version of that is just to roll it over your actual arm. And then eventually once you get that, you'd be able to pull it all. And then you'd put it all together and become an actual roll. And the last thing that I probably learned when I first started was the neck pass. So you would do this, and you bring this around, take your other arm, and grab it. Okay, so now this is for some more difficult tricks. When I was younger, I wasn't doing this much, but after you practice for a long time, you'd eventually get these tricks. So first you would start off with the flourish, which is this, to start off. And then you would do some more tricks. And that was just the 1 turn, but on competition floors, I usually do 4 turns. There's different variations to catch this stuff. You can catch it under your leg, this way, you catch it behind your back, you can catch it blind, and then you can catch it backhand. That's for the tricks, and again, you can do like illusions, which I'll show you that in a second. You can do cartwheels, you can do front walkovers. It just depends on what you're doing for that specific trick. And after you learn that, you would more likely do an illusion, which, okay, that's an illusion, and then you would throw it, do an illusion under it. Should I do that? And then usually to keep it in rotation, you do something else and go back in and do whatever you would do on your next part of your routine. And some harder rolls that I have learned with just this roll, and then when you would just keep going on, and then go on and on. And then some other rolls that you've learned is fishtails. And then you can do a carry with them. So that's some of the difficult tricks that I have learned, and then you just keep progressing from there. At national competition levels, there's always going to be people better than you, so you always have to keep looking and see what else you can learn and just keep pushing. Okay, so this is one of the routines I just previously did in Ohio. This was WTA Nationals with WTA. Stands for World Twirling Association, and that's just one of the associations that I twirl with. I twirl with Twirling Unlimited, which is TU. I twirl with DMA, that's Drum Major of America. There's USTA, United States Twirling Association. There's just a ton of them that you can twirl with. But coming up next is one of the routines that I did at my national competition a few weeks ago. And yeah. Hope you enjoyed that video. As you noticed, I probably had dropped a couple of times, which is completely normal. Usually you try to limit your drops, but drops only count for half a point off because everybody drops. There's people who are like national computers that have won national competitions from all over the world and they still drop in their routines, which is, it's completely normal to drop. So actually, one of my teammates, he is actually going to California right now to twirl, and if he qualifies to go to Egypt, and then, Egypt or something like that over in the West. And so people, they go over there and they twirl, and that's for the World Championships. And also you could qualify for USA, like the USA team, which is representing the team for USA. And also, I meet people from all over the world, and I have friends from all over this country and all over the world that I've met from twirling baton, and they're literally friends for life. Like my invite team, I can't imagine without them, because I've known them for only maybe 2 or 3 years, but they are my best friends, and I love them with all my heart, and I could not imagine twirling without them.